You know that feeling when you're like reading about some incredible new digital platform and the mechanics sound so revolutionary that you get completely invested?
Oh, yeah, totally. You're ready to sign up right then and there.
Right. But then you realize it doesn't actually exist yet. You scroll down to the very bottom of the article and you inevitably see those dreaded words like concept phase.
Or seeking Series A funding. That's a classic.
Yes. Or my absolute favorite, projected launch in 2030. It is just the classic tech world heartbreak, right?
Yeah.
Vaporware. You are basically being sold a future that usually, well, never actually arrives.
It's an incredibly common frustration, especially when we're talking about platforms that are attempting to disrupt established industries. I mean, the tech world is brilliant at selling a manifesto.
Yeah, for sure.
They can pitch a vision of a better, fairer digital landscape flawlessly, but they usually hit a massive wall when it comes to the actual execution. We get sold on these beautiful conceptual mock-ups of what the internet could be.
And then what do we actually get?
Yeah, right. What we actually end up with is just another minor iterative update to the exact same platforms we've been using to consume media for the last 15 years.
Exactly. And that habitual disappointment is why we are looking at something very, very different today. Because today, for you, the listener, we are doing a deep dive into a stack of documentation for the exact opposite of vaporware.
Yeah, it's incredibly refreshing.
It really is. We are analyzing a platform that is completely built. It's not a concept drawn up on a whiteboard. It is a concrete, fully functional, ready to launch right now live music application. And it's called ODStage. That's ODStage.
And looking through the architecture they've built here, it's a fascinating exercise in digital economics. We spent the week going through a massive stack of their sources.
Rounds of it, yeah.
Yeah, their UI captures, their official manifestos, full platform walkthroughs, and detailed breakdowns of their B2B integration. The sheer volume of realized functional infrastructure here is highly unusual for a new entrant.
They really aren't messing around with we'll figure out monetization later.
Exactly. They aren't trying to figure out how to monetize down the road. The entire economic engine is already built into the foundation.
Right. And our mission today is to unpack exactly how that engine works. Because ODStage is pitching itself as a brand new, entirely fair music ecosystem. It's built on a manifesto that sounds incredibly ambitious, which is create, connect, watch, earn.
A very strong hook.
It is. But before we dive into the actual interface or, talk about the retention strategy or get into how you can supposedly earn an iPhone just by watching live concerts, and yes, we will definitely get to the math on that.
I have to cover that math.
Oh, absolutely. But first, we need to set the stakes. Why does a dedicated live music app like ODStage even need to exist in a world where we already have massive video streaming platforms?
Well, to understand the why, you really have to look at the massive friction currently plaguing the attention economy. Right now, the live music industry online, and really the digital content landscape as a whole, is suffering from a structural imbalance.
A huge one.
Yeah. Think about it from your perspective as a music fan. You are giving the major platforms your time, your behavioral data, and your focused attention. And the artists, they're giving their creative soul, their production value, and their actual financial resources to create the event.
Right. And sitting right in the middle is an algorithm designed to extract value from both of us.
Yeah.
We give the time, the band gives the talent, and the platform, well, they sell the ads.
Precisely. The attention economy has functioned as a one-way street for a very long time. Value is extracted from the fans' attention and the artist's labor, but the financial rewards pool almost entirely at the platform level.
Which is incredibly frustrating for everyone except the platform.
Exactly. And ODStage is an attempt to completely re-engineer that dynamic. It is built from the ground up to distribute value equitably among the people actually participating in the ecosystem, the creator and the consumer.
Okay, let's unpack this, because talking about equitable value distribution sounds great in an economics paper, right?
Sure does.
But it doesn't mean anything if the platform itself isn't a place people actually want to hang out.
Yeah.
So I want to look at the retention strategy. Setting aside the economic manifesto for a second, what happens when you actually open this app?
Well, aesthetically, it's designed to mirror the physical experience of a concert. It defaults to a really dark, sleek interface with the heavy emphasis on high-fidelity performance imagery.
It looks really premium in the mockups.
It does. But the architecture of how you navigate the content is what really stands out. They aren't relying on a black box algorithm to just feed you endless short form clips. The navigation is built around temporal relevance.
Right. They break it down into very deliberate pillars. You have a tab for what's live now, right this second, then a section for upcoming shows so you can actually anticipate an event rather than just, doom scrolling into it.
Which completely changes the viewing intent.
Exactly. And then they have dedicated spaces for replays and archive video on demand, the VOD section.
Which is a crucial structural choice for the artists. By building robust infrastructure for archive performances, it ensures that a live show has a lifespan far beyond the actual moment it happened.
The value doesn't just disappear.
Exactly. The artist's work continues to generate value and discoverability long after the stage lights go down.
And the curation visible in the walkthroughs is really striking. In one tap, you might drop into a live DJ set at a place called Tibo Bar Argentine.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah, you're watching the crowd, you're getting the raw, unedited energy of a local club that you've literally never stepped foot in. And then you swipe over, and suddenly you are front row for a massive Alpha Blondie Summer Night Live concert with full stadium lighting and thousands of screaming fans.
The contrast is amazing.
It is. But I do have to play the skeptic for a second here.
Please do.
If I'm a music fan, why do I need this specific app? Because we already have Twitch, we have YouTube Live, we have Instagram Live. It is very easy to look at this and think, okay, this is just more digital busking. Someone sets up a webcam in their bedroom and plays an acoustic guitar.
Right, the classic bedroom stream.
Yeah. So how does ODStage actually differentiate itself from the giants that already dominate live video?
What's fascinating here is the underlying philosophy they've built the app around, which they call Live Everywhere.
Okay, live everywhere.
Yeah, this isn't just about giving an independent musician a webcam and a chat box. ODStage is actively building a network of physical spaces. They are integrating local gig venues, professional studio sessions, live bars, and massive festival stages into a single, unified digital destination.
So wait, the platform isn't just targeting the individual streamer. They are basically treating the physical venue itself as the broadcaster.
Exactly. It completely changes the paradigm. It globalizes the local venue experience.
Oh, wow.
Right, because if a brilliant indie band is playing a Tuesday night set at a small dive bar in Berlin, traditionally, only the 40 people in that room get to experience that specific energy.
Okay, it's super localized.
But by plugging that venue into the Live Everywhere infrastructure of ODStage, that highly specific physical space becomes a stage for a global audience. It elevates the production value far beyond a bedroom stream because you are capturing a real-time shared experience happening in a physical room.
Whether that room is down your street or across the globe, that makes a lot of sense. It solves the context problem.
How do you mean?
Well, when you watch a musician on a generic streaming platform, they are competing with gamers and reaction videos.
Yeah.
Here, the entire context of the app tells your brain, I am walking into a music venue.
Yes, exactly. The context is purely music.
But discovering great music is only one half of the equation we started with. The tagline is create, connect, watch, earn. And the biggest differentiator is this promise that you, the listener, can essentially get paid for your fandom.
Which sounds too good to be true, right?
It really does. So let's talk mechanics. How does the earn component actually function without completely collapsing the platform's economy?
The mechanism is a proprietary digital currency within the ecosystem, and they call them cool coins.
Cool coins, got it.
Yeah. It is essentially the gamification of your focused attention designed to directly monetize your engagement.
And from the documentation, they've made the onboarding process incredibly frictionless.
Yeah.
Like they aren't making you jump through impossible hoops to start earning. The moment you engage, the meter basically starts running.
Right.
If you take a minute to actually fill out your user profile, that nets you 50 cool coins right out of the gate. If you discover a new artist and decide to follow them, that's another 2 cool coins.
Just for clicking a button.
Exactly. But the primary engine, the way you really accumulate this currency, is simply by racking up continuous watch time on live concerts, along with things like daily logins.
It's rewarding the exact behavior the platform needs to survive active, engaged viewership. But, if we want to understand the economics, we have to look at the flip side of that transaction.
The artists.
Exactly. How does this benefit the creator? If you are an artist, a festival organizer, or a venue manager, you upgrade to an artist profile, which gives you a completely different dashboard.
Right, because if the artists aren't making money, the platform dies pretty quickly.
Exactly. The artists are given deep analytics to track their stats and grow their fan base. And crucially, they are also earning cool coins. Their earning formula is completely transparent. It relies on a combination of their total watch time multiplied by their concurrent live viewers.
So it's watch time plus live viewers.
Right. The more engaging the performance, the longer people stay, the more the artist earns. It perfectly aligns the incentives of the performer and the platform.
And what I found brilliant is how they handle the technical barrier to entry for these artists. Because if you tell a busy musician or a venue owner that they have to, learn an entirely new complex broadcasting software suite just to stream on your niche app,
they're going to say no. Friction is the absolute death of adoption.
Exactly. But in the platform walkthrough videos, we saw this incredibly smart integration. An artist can literally just paste their existing YouTube studio link directly into the ODStage artist dashboard.
That's it.
That's it. They don't have to change their workflow at all. They can go live, schedule upcoming shows, or manage their VOD archives using the exact same broadcast tools they already know how to use.
Which removes all technical hesitation. The artist can focus on what they actually do best, which is the performance, while ODStage handles the economic gamification.
It's like frequent flyer miles, but instead of suffering through a long flight, you're getting rewarded for being an amazing, supportive music fan.
That's a great way to look at it, but a digital currency is only as good as what you can spend it on. If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to look at where these cool coins actually go.
Yes, we definitely need to talk about that gamification. Because a digital coin on a screen is completely useless if it doesn't translate into tangible value. If I am racking up thousands of cool coins, what do I actually do with them?
Well, this is where we move from a neat concept to a genuine paradigm shift. This is the payoff mechanism for the entire attention economy they've built, the ODStage store.
And the philosophy they outline in their documents is that the products in this store are meant to be trophies of your fandom. And looking at the UI captures of the store, man, we aren't talking about digital stickers or a little badge next to your username in a chat.
No, not at all.
The rewards are serious, high-value physical items. I mean, I'm looking at a beautiful acoustic electric guitar in there.
I saw that.
There are tickets to the festival Les Dunes. There's high-end jewelry from Cocoon Gems. And then there's the absolute centerpiece.
The tech hardware.
Yes. The smartphone discounts. In the store UI, clear as day, you can get an iPhone 14 Pro Max, or, and this blew my mind, an iPhone 16 Pro, specifically the 128 gigabyte model in black titanium, and it's available at a 50% discount for 20,000 cool coins.
It is a profound shift in how we view the exchange of value.
But hold on, Stop right there. Because this is where my scam radar starts flashing bright red. You are telling me that I can buy half of a flagship titanium smartphone just by keeping a live stream open on my tablet.
It sounds wild, I know.
The math just does not add up. If thousands of users start logging in, leaving streams running to farm these cool coins, who's actually subsidizing these iPhones and guitars, money doesn't just materialize out of thin air because you watched a band play.
Right.
So unless these brands are taking massive financial losses for charity, how is this ecosystem economically viable?
This raises an important question, and it is the exact right question to ask. If you view ODStage simply as a music player, the math indeed fails completely. You have to understand their B2B architecture. ODStage is not just a streaming app. It is an integrated live commerce mall.
An integrated live commerce mall.
Yes. They have built an economic model that transforms your watch time into a measurable commodity by perfectly aligning the interests of the fan, the live event, and the corporate brand.
Okay, so break that down for us. How does the store actually function to pay for all this?
The store is divided into 3 highly specific structural tiers. First, you have the ODStage pack. This is the platform's internal economy. This is where you find official app rewards, premium subscription upgrades, exclusive VIP experiences for the platform.
Right, the homegrown, internally funded stuff.
Exactly. Then you have the Partners Pack. This is a dedicated paid promotional tier where outside sponsors and brands pay to showcase their products to the ODStage community.
Makes sense.
And finally, you have the third tier, which is the special deals.
And that's where the iPhones are sitting.
Yes. The special deals are limited time, limited quantity flash offers. They might be event-based promotions tied to a massive festival or exclusive seasonal campaigns funded by major tech partners.
So they aren't just infinite free phones for everyone.
No, definitely not. This section is designed mathematically to reward only the most highly active, dedicated users while creating a massive sense of urgency and prestige. It is a strictly controlled supply.
So what does this all mean? Why would a company put a guitar or a highly discounted iPhone into this ecosystem in the first place?
Because right now, traditional advertising on the internet is completely broken.
Oh, it's the worst. If I'm watching a live concert on a normal platform, and the guitarist is about to launch into the solo of a lifetime, and suddenly I am hit with an unskippable 30-second pre-roll ad for, like, car insurance.
It's infuriating.
I am furious. It
Yeah.
ruins the immersion, and I actively resent the brand that interrupted me.
It destroys the user experience, and honestly, brands know it. They know their traditional digital advertising is largely seen as an annoyance. ODStage recognized that intrusive ads are fundamentally incompatible with the emotional experience of live music.
So they just got rid of them.
They stripped out the traditional ad model entirely and created what they called the brand arena.
Okay, I like the sound of that. How does the brand arena work?
It is a marketing environment embedded seamlessly and natively into the artist's live page. Brands gain premium visibility, but they do it in a way that feels fluid and entirely non-intrusive to the fan watching the show.
And looking at the business model breakdown in their docs, they built a tiered subscription system specifically for these businesses to integrate into the platform, making it really scalable.
Right, the entry point is incredibly accessible.
It is. A local business, say an independent record store or a small regional clothing brand, can buy into the starter tier for just $19 a month. That allows them to list up to 5 products directly into the reward store.
Which is incredibly cheap marketing.
Totally. And if a business wants more integration, they move to the business tier at $59 a month. That lets them list up to 20 products and gives them access to that brand arena visibility we just talked about during live shows.
It democratizes the marketing space for smaller players.
Exactly. And then for the heavy hitters, the established global brands running massive campaigns, there is the premium tier at $149 a month. That gives them the ability to list up to 50 products, provides them with deep performance analytics on how users are engaging with their items.
And crucially, it grants them access to put their products into that highly coveted special deals section.
Right.
Which brings us to the core philosophy that makes the entire economic engine work. They call it cost-effective marketing.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the psychology of this is just brilliant. It's less like a traditional advertising platform and more like a casino's comp system, but completely inverted. Well, in a casino, they give you a free hotel room because they know they are extracting money from you on the gaming floor. Here, brands are comping you guitars and phone discounts because your focused, unannoyed attention is the actual currency they are trying to acquire.
That is an excellent analogy. Think about how major brands traditionally operate. They throw thousands, sometimes millions of dollars into the void of internet advertising, buying banner ads and unskippable pre-rolls, just hoping for a fraction of a % of people to accidentally click.
And as we said, most of those people are actively annoyed by the interruption. They are paying money to annoy their target demographic.
Exactly. But on ODStage, brands take that exact same marketing budget, and instead of buying a pop-up ad that everyone hates, they place their physical products directly into the store as gifts or highly discounted rewards.
They are fundamentally converting their marketing spend into direct product trials.
It is a total psychological pivot.
It really is. If I spend weeks watching my favorite bands, supporting independent artists, and racking up cool coins, and then I finally have enough to redeem them for, say, a pair of brand name headphones, I don't view that brand as an annoyance.
Right. You view them as a benefactor.
Exactly. I feel like they rewarded me.
You aren't passively enduring an advertisement. You actively aspired to own that specific product. You worked for it through your engagement with the music. When that physical product arrives at your door, the positive brand association and the lasting loyalty it creates is something a 30-second pre-roll video could never, ever achieve.
Never.
The brand gets a guaranteed physical touch point with a hyper-targeted, highly engaged demographic.
It perfectly solves the unskippable ad problem by turning the advertiser into the reward itself. Sure. I have to say, looking at the entire architecture of this, I am deeply impressed by how fully realized the economic model is.
It's very rare to see something this fleshed out on day one.
Just to bring this all together for you listening, ODStage isn't asking you to imagine a better future. It is a fully functional, ready-to-launch reality that beautifully aligns the incentives of everyone involved.
It really does. It's a closed-loop economy where every single participant finds value.
The artists finally get a fair shake. They get paid for their performance based on actual engagement. They don't have to learn new software to broadcast, and they globalize their local venue.
It's a massive win for creators.
And the fans get to step into live physical spaces all over the earth, and they earn real-world, high-value trophies just for being dedicated listeners. And the brands get unprecedented, incredibly positive audience engagement without ever having to ruin the vibe of a live show.
It is the absolute definition of create, connect, watch, earn. It is a remarkable technical and economic achievement.
Truly.
And it leaves me with one final thought for our listeners to mull over today.
Let's hear it.
We constantly hear analysts say that our attention is the most valuable commodity in the modern digital age. Every major tech platform on Earth is fighting a daily war for your screen time. Yet, we have been completely conditioned to give that incredibly valuable asset away for free, endlessly scrolling through algorithms that extract our data but offer us zero tangible equity in return.
We just hand it over hours at a time for absolutely nothing.
We do. But if a platform like ODStage proves right now, today, that your focused attention is literally valuable enough to buy an acoustic guitar or a VIP ticket to a summer festival or a titanium smartphone, how will that change the way you value your own time the next time you open any other app on your phone?
Man, that is the million-dollar question. Once you see the actual economic value of your attention, it is very hard to go back to just scrolling for free. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the real concrete future of live music.
It's been a fascinating look into what's next.
It really has. The vaporware days might just be over. Keep exploring, keep questioning what your digital time is actually worth, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.